All right, a very warm welcome back. And you're watching Game Changers, your number one tech service show, whose mandate is to bring you up to speed on trending and emerging technologies. And this second part, we shall be looking at how best you can develop Kenya's capacity to innovate. And joining me in studio is Kevin Matara, co-founder of Ubunifu College. Welcome, Kevin.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so Kenya Vision 2030 is the long-term development blueprint for the country and is motivated by a collective aspiration for a better society by the year 2030. But for us to get there, we need technology, and good technology means better innovations. And to make these better innovations, yes, Kevin, we have you in studio today. And yes, let us first look at what Ubunifu College does and maybe the story behind your formation.
Awesome. So thank you once again for having me. Ubunifu College is a software engineering school, but we focus on, the regular developing apps and, having programmers in the house and also using AI capabilities. Yes. But we also focus on other things, like we try and expose our students to different kind of networks. Yeah. So we get them to people who have really succeeded in business, for example, so they can learn from them. Because it's not just about tech, but we have people who have different kind of innovations and they would love to, create business models for their innovations. How in Ubunifu College came about is it's between me and my partner, my business partner, Reinhard Bonke, such an amazing guy.
Reinhard Bonke, the pastor?
No. Well, a lot of people think he's probably from like a pastor or something, but he's not. Such an amazing guy, and we're very traveled. And the thing about Bonke actually is that he learned a lot. He's a techie. He learned a lot of things from traveling. Yeah. And I'm from a media background, so we decided, hey, you know what? We can come up with something, some way of adding value to the society, especially the Kenyan youth, something that can lead to a disruption in the markets. Yeah. Yes.
And for how long have you been in the industry so far?
We've been in the industry for about a year, but we have two campuses. So we have one campus in Kileleshwa, as well as another one in Lower Kabete. Yes, but we plan to expand. Hopefully, we get to the main towns in the country. Yeah. So we're talking about Kisumu and Mombasa at some point, and hopefully East Africa. Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like the Kenyan youth and African youth in general deserve to be disruptive. They need to learn how to do things differently from people who've already done it. And you see, that's the difference between our school and other schools. We go straight to the top. Yeah. Yeah, we get our students access to the best, to the very best of guys in any other industry. So you should probably even come through.
All right.
Just experience it for yourself.
All right. Yes. Maybe I'll try pop in sometime.
You should.
All right. So, Kevin, looking at developing Kenya's innovation space, what do you mean when you say how best you can develop the Kenyan innovation space, and what are we looking at here?
All right, so we're looking at a situation where the innovators, which are majority are young people, they need to have access to hubs, because I feel like hubs is where most of the conversations are happening in terms of innovations. And they also need to probably have access to, quality education. And I'm not talking about the traditional form of education that you see around in the country, which, as we can agree, just doesn't seem to work. All right, so they need to have access to different kind of education, different models, disruptive models. I like the word disruptive. And also collaborations are very important with people from other countries, people from the private sector who've learned certain models that have worked in other countries. So put that together, then we're going to add a lot of value to this country and become resourceful citizens of Kenya. Yes.
And do you feel this is something that we should incorporate in our education system?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I usually tell people this is like the most amazing era to be alive. Yeah. Yeah. And what happens is, I think the syllabus has to change, which I think it's changing probably. Yeah. We need to focus on skills. It has to be, we need to have a very practical approach, but not just that. Yeah. So probably what employers also have to say is they need to talk to educators out there and say what's happening, the latest trends, just to keep up to date with what's happening in the modern workplace. Yes.
And also looking at infrastructure and relating it with innovation. Yeah. Are we doing our best? Are we there yet?
I think I can say we're trying, but we're not there yet. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I think the government is playing its part. Some of the problems that I think innovators are going through are, like you said, infrastructure. Electricity is very expensive. And also internet for the regular guys out there. It's just, you cannot have it every other day, especially if you guys are working on a project and you're like in a team, so probably, internet has to be slightly cheaper. But also, let me just make it sound like in layman terms. Every time I engage with my students, and I realize they have such a passion to, create stuff, to build stuff, and to get into collaborations and, different kind of conversations. But the only problem is, stuff is expensive, like just the basics, like food, food is expensive out there. So, yeah, I mean, those are some of the challenges that I'm going through in my school. So, the good thing is we've partnered with other people and, now at least they can buy food at a very affordable price. Yes.
And what sort of other challenges are we looking at besides the college challenges that you're facing? Generally in our country, what challenges is the innovation space facing?
Perception. From parents especially. It starts with society. I think parents need to be open to telling their kids that, you know what, do you have a passion for something? Have you got a passion for, say, building something in robotics or, for example, a different kind of food and you want to sell it out there and using a different model? I think parents should support their kids and, just try new ways of doing things. This is like I said, this is a very disruptive era that we're working, or rather we're living in.
In and a disruptive digital
exactly.
age.
Yes, like you said, it's just amazing how there's a culture shift. And if you don't jump into that wagon, you're going to be left behind. So parents it should start with our parents, and then it grows to the schools, and now, society and hopefully government. Yes.
And monetary-wise, innovation does contribute to Kenya's economic growth. But looking at the number of students uptake in your college, what can we say is the uptake of innovation in our country?
It's huge. It's huge. Guys don't want to go back to, traditional schools. Guys want to learn faster, like first of all. And then number two, I think, like I said, the uptake is huge, but the accessibility to stuff like herbs, it's very minimal, especially on the ground level. Mashinani. Yeah, so we need more.
I was coming to that question. Like, how is your access to the grassroots level? How are you doing it?
So we're collaborating with non-profits. And also influencers who have they have a presence mashinani, and also just the regular social. So social media is very powerful when it comes to selling our story out there and telling people that, hey, we're very welcome to any kind of innovations that you have. You don't even have to have like a computer science background or anything like that. So you guys just come through. Even if you don't have money, for example, you cannot afford our fees, then we'll figure out a way of of admitting you, making you comfortable. We even provide accommodations. So it's just it's amazing what we have, the model that we have.
But definitely it must be costly.
Yes. So we're partnering with people. We have friends all over the world, and they're really helping us, like you said, to get access to some of these guys who have innovations and they want to create businesses out of their innovations and hopefully add value and employ people. Yes.
And looking at the uptake, what is the age group for most of your students?
Well, we have different programs. So we have something called the Bunifu Kids. So this is probably for kids who are like between 8 to 12 years old. But we have also, majority of our students are like between 18 and 30. 30 years old, Some of them work, some of them are not working, Yes.
All right, and looking at the future of innovation and also Vision 2030, where do we stand in the future?
I think the future is bright for Kenya. I think the future is very bright, although it still goes to perception. You see, the masses are very slow when it comes to, accepting a different way of doing things. Familiarity just works very well with Kenyans. But I think the future is bright, especially within Nairobi, and it's going to spread. And suddenly, other parts of the country, people are going to start, doing things differently. Especially, now that AI is the new normal. We're going to be robots someday. So we're going to be robots. AI is the new electricity. So there's new innovations of guys who's using AI capabilities to do business better, get more engagement with the customers, more, it's just immense. You should just read about it. So I think the future is bright for Kenyans especially.
Definitely. And as you as a tech enthusiast, you are gaining from this college, the students that are paying. But how best can these students that you have taught, or rather these innovators that you have, how best can they make money out of the innovation they're making?
So when you come to Bunifu College, and then let's say you're done with your mobile app, course, it's not just the end of the story. So we follow up, we give you access to people who are gonna, train you through, or rather teach you how to, start a business, for example. So the first thing is we actually take you through an interview process. So we ask you, Tabitha, have you got a problem that you want to solve? A problem that's unique to Kenyans, and then you say, for example, you want to create a system that's going to help limit traffic, for example. That's huge, but it's doable. So we'll tell you, okay, fine, we're going to help you get access to people who are really, like the creme de la creme worldwide. And then they'll walk you through the whole process. Actually, we've worked with Irving as well. He's coming to our school, hopefully in a week, to talk to our students.
Oh, great.
Yes, so after that, we teach you, like I said, we teach you how to start a business, everything, how to go about like the business model, so that you don't look confused after that. Then you start knocking doors looking for a job, and yet you have something that can be so impactful for Kenyans. Yes.
You have your own market ready with you.
You have your own market, preferably a niche market. Yes.
All right, and what best advice would you give to any Kenyan innovator, upcoming, and someone who is already there, tech-savvy person?
The first thing I'll say to them is be very self-aware. Know yourself, you know what I mean? Like, don't just get into the innovation space because you think, because it's like it's trendy, and I'm like, hey, I'm a youth. So know yourself, So have a passion for something. Say if you are into the fitness industry and you can create a different kind of fitness model. So the first thing we'll tell you is get out there, get the education. And then once you've gotten the education, try and collaborate, find out what's working out there, and then after that, probably get into a hub. Get into a hub. Now you can create a system, like a proper functioning system, from people who've created stuff, not just guys who are all about the hype. And then, so after that, now it's easy to create a business model, and hopefully you can make some money out of it.
All right. Already a game changer there.
Game changer, that's what we do. Yes, we're in the business of changing the game in Kenya, disruptors. Yes.
All right, thank you so much, Kevin. Good job that you guys are doing.
Thank you so much, appreciate that.
Okay, and I will say learning and getting to mingle with people in the same space, that's when you're going to grow. That's when you're going to grow within your innovation space. All right, from me, Tabitha Muthoni, and the entire Game Changers team that made this live broadcast happen or a reality, we say thank you very much, and we do say enjoy the rest of your viewing. And this conversation continues online. Hashtag Game Changers on Twitter. You can follow us on Facebook. The video will be up on YouTube. And yes, let's keep the conversation going, and let's keep having solutions to life's problems. Goodbye.